Hi, my name is Lyric. My pronouns are they, them, and today I'm going to talk about what happened when I went to get my labs done. But you know what happened because of the title. So, I went to get tested for several different things. Well, I got just like overall things. So, the sheet said CBC hematology, and I'm not good with acronyms, so I was like, what's that? And I looked it up, and it's a complete blood count. So they pretty much check, it's like an overall health check. They'd find out if I have anemia or leukemia or an infection or just like a lot of different things. So that's rad. They're checking my glucose, which I know, which is like my blood glucose levels. Sugar? Crap. I'm not good at that. I think that's sugar, right? Maybe I should have looked that up too. I can't because I'm using my phone to record this. My lipid profile, which I didn't know what that was, so I looked it up. And that's testing for abnormalities in my blood. Like cholesterol and triglycerides, like if there's too much or too little of different things. And then I was also tested for my overall testosterone levels, which I'm excited to find out. And I was also tested for a couple different STIs, because it was offered, and I thought that I might as well. And what happened was, for the glucose and lipid profile tests, I needed to fast, and on the sheet it said for 10 hours, and I was later told by the nurse that took my blood that 8 hours would have been just fine. But I fasted for like 10 or 10 and a half hours, which isn't that long. Like, a lot of people can do that. I felt like I had done that before, but over this past 4 months, I've been slowly losing weight and trying to be healthier. And that, along with my naturally, like, quite low blood pressure, makes it so that I get lightheaded pretty easily. I already got lightheaded before I started losing the weight, so I feel like it's just happening a little more often now. And what happened was, because I was fasting for 10 hours, I thought I might as well sleep through a bunch of it, which I did, but that meant I wasn't really drinking water throughout the fasting either. And I only drank water during like the last hour when I was awake before I went to the lab. And so I went in with my mom because she's great, and she goes with me to places because she knows I'd be pretty much too anxious to do anything out of the house otherwise. And so we went together, and weird stuff happened with my name on the lab work because my doctor, who knows about my gender, wrote Lyric on it and circled it because I haven't legally changed my name yet. And then the nurses there got all confused, and then by the time I went back up, they'd crossed out Lyric and written my other name and circled it, so whatever. I'm still on my way. And my mom actually brought up getting my name changed soon, so that's pretty awesome. Take some breaths and catch my mind. I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing in the background. He likes to talk. Okay. So, we went in, and my nurse was lovely. She had one of my favorite accents ever, and I don't even know where it was from. No clue. No clue. It was wonderful, though. She had such a beautiful voice. And she, like every other nurse I've ever had, tells me I have tiny, tiny veins, and they're probably even smaller because of my fasting. And so she had to poke me 4 times. I don't know if you can see the bruises. They aren't as bad as I thought they'd be. You can't tell too much, but there's one here. I got poked 2 times here, and then I got poked twice in my hand. You can kind of see those bruises too. Um, but I'm amazed I didn't bruise more than that because I have such sensitive skin. And she really had to fiddle around. And as soon as she got it in the right position, she had to like hold it at that certain angle, and she had to be really still because it would just barely come out. And the blood, I'm so used to, oh sorry if talking about blood makes you feel faint. But from this point on, it's probably gonna be weird, so, and talking about blood and stuff. But like, it isn't talking about spurts of blood or anything. I don't know. Anyway, the blood was going through the little tube to get to the container so slowly. I'd never seen it go that slowly before. Normally it takes a while for them to get it into the vein, but once they have it, the blood goes fast and they just collect all the vials and it's fine. I guess I'd never fasted before giving blood before. But this time, like, she finally got the vein, and it went, like, it was like millimetering, you know, through it. It was going so slowly, and then it would finally get to the container and then go in a little bit, and by then my body would have clotted and healed the little needle mark because she had to use a butterfly needle, like the ones they use for babies. And so she'd have to take it out, and the blood from the tube wouldn't go through. And she said that's never really happened to me before, as a nurse. Like, she'd done it for years. But I clotted so fast that it wouldn't go through, so she had to keep re-poking me, and she felt really bad, but I don't mind needles at all, so it was fine. But, after the first poke, or maybe the second, but I think it was just the first, in my arm, I was watching the blood go through, and I think maybe I was breathing slower because I was focused on it, and I thought it was really interesting, like, why is it going so slow? I'm really interested in bodies and biology and stuff, so I never mind doing body science stuff. Does that make sense? I hope that sounded kind of weird, but I think it makes sense. But anyway, when she first poked me and then it started going through, I felt lightheaded, so I said, oh, I'm actually feeling quite faint, and then I fainted immediately afterwards. But I remember saying I was feeling quite faint, and then I kind of like, it was like I was waking up from a dream to my mom saying my name. Lyric. She said Lyric. Even in like her panic, she said Lyric, which was wonderful. It just shows how supportive she is. So apparently, when I fainted, she was thankful that I gave her a warning. But I had the needle in me still, so she had to like figure, I don't know how she dealt with that. But apparently I fainted, and then my head was like fallen to the side, and my arms slowly curled up like this, and then my legs went straight and started shaking a little, and that's when my mom quickly woke me up, and then I woke up. And that was really scary because she was worried I might be starting to have a seizure or something. Oops, sorry, the camera's being weird. There we go. So I looked into it later, and one of my online friends said that that's happened to them before, and they also have low blood pressure, and the doctors have told them it's from low oxygen, so your muscles tense up. And that makes a lot of sense because I was sort of holding my breath. So anyway, I fainted, and then I woke up and I was like, oh no, and then very suddenly I felt so sick, like sick deep in the pit of my stomach. And it was horrible. I fainted several times before, but never like this. I never felt that feeling. But also, every time I've fainted, I've been laying down on the ground when I've woken up or whatever. So I'm already laying down, which helps me feel better. But in that situation, I was still sitting up. So I wanted to lay down on the floor, but I couldn't lay down on the floor because I was in the middle of a nurse's area. There were several people around too who had witnessed me faint, so that was embarrassing. Just like people who were also getting their lab work done. But my mom and another nurse helped me walk towards. It was only a little bit. It was like the lab thing was here, and then the room was here. Like it was right next to each other. Was the bed for me to lay down in. And as I was walking, the only way I can describe how my legs felt, like from my ankles especially, my ankles and my feet, I felt like I was like a broken horse. Like my legs were like very, very not listening to my brain, like not communicating. Felt really weird. But I felt so much better once I laid down. So yeah, and then after I laid down, it was fine. It was still really hard to get my blood, but the nurse was persistent and nice. And I didn't mind because I was laying down. And she said from now on I should probably lay down every time I give blood, which is a little embarrassing, but I don't mind. I like laying down. But I think it was really just from the fasting. I think that's really what set it off. But anyway, now that I have my blood work done, my doctor should be getting the results. He might already have the results. And I will probably be prescribed testosterone in 1 week's time, so on the 14th of May, 2018. And I'm very excited. I'm trying not to get, I know it's like a honeymoon period of super excitement for a while at the beginning of starting testosterone. And I know it's not gonna like fix all my mental health problems. I don't have crazy high expectations. I'm just excited to be doing anything, you know? Does that make sense? And it also makes me feel like I'm one step closer to getting top surgery. Even though I don't need to be on T to have top surgery here, I think. It just like steps forward. I don't know. I might not even like it. I might go off of it, but I think I'm gonna love it. And what I'm looking forward to most is the voice change, 100%. And second is muscle definition. Okay, anyway, my story time is done. I hope it was semi-interesting. I tried to stay on topic. I wrote a little cheat sheet sort of thing. Okay. I hope you have a good day. Keep your head up.